What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Michael Knapp Fishing. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Today's video, we are going to go over swim baits. I get asked a lot, what swim baits do I use for soft plastic swim baits like the X-Zone Swammer here. A lot of people just want to know what head do I use, and it varies a lot depending on season and everything. So I decided we'd dive into that today on my my summer swim bait. I know we're still a little ways away from the fall, but you got to kind of start thinking about the fall already, because it is, especially up north, it's going to start coming into play here real soon. And then down here on the TVA lakes, we're going to start seeing a thermocline and whatnot. And you're going to have to start thinking about it soon. So let's dive into this video, roll that intro, and we'll get into it. All right, guys, so swim bait fishing, something that I really enjoy doing. This is a bait that I throw year round. There is no time period on a swim bait. So this swim bait in particular is the X-Zone Lures Swammer. This is the 4-inch model. They come in a 3.5, a 4-inch, and a 5.5. So the number one question that I get with it is, what head do you use? So for just this time period, in summertime into the fall, I'm not going to get into the winter time yet. I think I did a video on micro swim baiting back in the winter, but I don't remember. We will do a new one this winter to kind of update some techniques and stuff. But so this is the head that I use. I'm currently using anyway. This was I don't really know what you want to call it, but Super K Jigs sent this to me. He wanted me to try them out. These were prototypes when I got them. I think you can buy them now. So that is the jig head. It is a very slender jig head. This is a 1/2 ounce. It's got a screw lock on it. I'm not usually a huge fan of the screw locks. I much prefer one that comes down and just has a barb up. They're easier for me to hook in and out, because with these you actually have to screw them on and everything. But once they're on there, by caution, they're on there. They're not coming off. So that's one huge perk to this swim bait head. The hook. This is a 4/0 hook. Very stout hook. Something that I really like for summertime fishing, because in the summertime, a lot of people want to confuse these fish with being lethargic. They're not lethargic in the summer. They're just very deep, and they only feed at certain times. In the middle of the day, it's high sun, it's 100 degrees outside, that water's pushing 90. These fish aren't going to, they're not going to chase a whole lot. They're not going to eat a whole lot. I guess that is kind of considered lethargic, but they're still hungry. You may just have to force feed them. So with the swim bait, what I like about this bait is the way it falls. It actually falls more like this because the weight is so heavy. So it looks like it's swimming down the entire time. And when it gets onto the bottom, it actually sits. Let me see if I can actually get my hand to where you can see it correctly. It actually sits like this. So it's up off the bottom a little bit because the swammer isn't heavy enough to pull it down and be completely flat. So it actually sets up a little bit, and you can actually drag this thing a lot like you drag a football jig. It's a very cool design, and it doesn't get hung up very easily whatsoever. Now, if you're fishing around grass and timber and laydowns and stuff like that, yeah, you're probably gonna get hung up in it, brush piles. But if you're fishing a heavy rock like I do, this isn't gonna get hung up very easily. It's gonna be able to deflect off those rocks very easily, and then if you were to whatever reason get hooked on it, hook into a rock or something, it's probably gonna pop right free because it is a bigger hook. You can just pull on a little bit. So as far as different swim baits go, I usually exclusively use the Swammer in the spring summer, and fall. In the wintertime, I go to the Kitech Fat Impact because it's a little bit of a tighter shimmy, and I don't know why, but the bass just, they can't help themselves on it. So the screw lock head itself, you know, that's it there. It's got the little red eyes. It's got that real heavy duty paint job on it. I can't tell you how many fish I've caught on that, and you can actually see there's no paint coming off of it. Very nice design. So as far as the rod and reel setup that I go with, I had to get it out of there. So I've kind of repurposed some of my reels and stuff because I've gotten, you know, I've been sent new stuff here and there. So I kind of repurpose stuff. I don't like to throw away my high-end stuff. So this is a Dial with a Tula SVTW. It was well known as more of a finesse bait caster, I guess. But it works very, very well for these small swim baits. This is an 8:1 gear ratio. I know a lot of people think that's really fast. It is kind of fast, but when you're throwing a swim bait, it doesn't really matter. The swim bait's weighted. So I'm gonna make that long cast, get it out there, and then once it's down on the bottom, I just creep it anyway. I just barely turn it. So it doesn't really matter how fast the gear ratio is for that. But when they do hit it, 9 times out of 10, they're swimming at me when they hit it, which is very, very aggravating. I hate that. But when they do that, I have the 8:1 gear ratio to speed it up and catch it. So as far as the rod goes, this is something that you all don't get to see a whole lot. I don't bring this out a whole lot on my channel. It's not because I don't like it. It's a good rod. But this is the Old 18 Ambush series. This is actually one of the originals. This was the rod that put Old 18 out there, that really got them going. So like I said, the Ambush series, this is going to be a discontinued rod very soon. We are going to be moving to a 100% made in America rod to replace the Ambush. So this one isn't going to be available much longer. There are a few left on the website if you want to get some very, very cheap. But this is a 7'1" medium heavy fast action. It will throw up to a 3/8 ounce. It's a 7'1" rod. I really like this rod because it's got a lot of backbone to it, but it still has that nice tip. Let's see if I can show you. See, it's still got quite a bit of tip to it. So it's really able to feel those bites, detect those bites, and when it's down deep like that, you know, when I'm fishing this swim bait, you know, I'm fishing upwards of 30 feet of water, 30 to 40 feet of water, really. So I know that I'm going to be able to detect those bites very, very easily on these smaller baits. Now, if we're going to be going up to like a 5+ inch bait, I'm going to up my rod also. I'm going to go to like a 7'9" heavy moderate, or I'll go to my 7'10" heavy moderate suppressor. I'll go somewhere in there for those bigger baits when I'm out deeper, just because I'm able to get a little bit of a better hook set with that longer rod, and I'm able to really bring those fish in and fight them a lot better. So, I think that's everything for the rod. Oh, line. I know in the winter time, I always harp on like 8 to 10 pound test line for your micro swim baits. In the summertime, whole different ball game, boys and girls. I run a 17-pound test line. Suffix Advance, that's all I throw is Suffix Advance. This is 17-pound test fluorocarbon. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna be able to hook into those fish deep, and it's got a really good abrasion resistance coating on it. I really, really like it for coming through rock. It does not get nicked very easily. I've been fishing this, I probably haven't changed this line in 4 months, something like that, probably pushing on it. I haven't changed it in a while. And the line's still holding up. I've had to cut off, you know, here and there. I'll cut off a foot here and there just to make sure that I have fresh line every time. But you can still see my spool is still almost full, so no need to change it out. But anyway, guys, if y'all like these videos, huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Go over to Instagram. We are going to have our 30,000 follower giveaway coming up very, very soon if it hasn't started already. I'm not sure when I'm going to post this video versus when that giveaway is going to start. So go over to Instagram, follow me, Michael Knapp Fishing, follow me or subscribe to me here on YouTube, and we will do a 3,000 follower giveaway on my YouTube channel as well. So thank you guys for watching. Take care, y'all.